Good day, everyone. I am Giselle Caballero, and now we are going to talk about the parts of the lens of the camera. In each name, I will explain to you what is for. First in this part is the filter thread. The filter thread, sometimes known as the filter ring, is a threaded piece within the front of a lens that allows you to connect accessories like filters and lens hoods. Next part, the focusing ring. The focusing lead is a ring attached to the lens body that moves the lens components within the lens. The picture generated by the lens may be brought into sharp focus by alerting the locations of the glass parts. Next part is the zoom ring. Every lens, whether wide angle, normal, or telephoto, is classified as either a zoom or a prime. The focal length of the earliest lens was a fixed. So yeah. Next, lens specification markings. The numbers you will find on a lens are all very important. The first number you'll come across is usually lens focal length. This number is represented in millimeters. Two numbers will be separated by a dash in a focal length range, and a zoom with a focal length of 24 to 70 millimeters is a nice example. And the second number you'll find on a lens is usually the lens maximum aperture. If you have one number, it means our zoom lens has a fixed maximum. Next, this part is the distance indicator. A distance is indicated by markings or a window on many focusing rings. This indicates the estimated distance between the front of the lens and the item in focus for the current setting. Its primary applications is for close-up photography. Next part is the depth of field indicators. This is the distance indicators are commonly combined with depth of field indicators in lens. These have the number 22, 11, and 8 on them. Depending on the lens and its design, the number may change. Next part is the aperture ring. The term aperture refers to the size of hole and meaning opening. The portions of a lens that regulates the amount of lights that reaches the image sensor. It can be either a fixed or a variable opening that regulates the quantity of light that enters the lens. The larger the aperture, the more light that falls on the sensitive material. So, and the smaller the aperture, the less light that falls on the sensitive material. This is one of the mechanisms used to control the exposure of film or digital media. The letter F stands for it, and each increasingly wider aperture provide twice as much light. Next part is the lens mount. This is the sections that connect the interchangeable lens to the camera body. To attach the lens, you line up the lens mount index on the lens with a corresponding one on the lens mount and turn the lens clockwise until you hear a click. Next, the last part is image stabilization control. A motor controls the glass parts in the lens which detects small shifts in camera movement and maintains everything stable in the viewfinder and rear the LCD screen. Instead of the picture being stabilized by the lens, new camera bodies now include built-in stabilizations where the image sensor itself is stabilized. Lens may be made smaller and lighter as a result of this. That's all. Thank you and hope you learned something.